Now on Talking Solutions, welcoming back one of our friends, Chuck Ramey, the Chief of Public Affairs for the Southern Nevada VA healthcare system.
Yeah. Hi, Terry. It's great to be back here.
You told me the barbecue's coming back, and I want to make sure everybody knows about this.
You bet. We're doing our 4th annual Veterans Day Barbecue and Car Show at the North Las Vegas VA Medical Center. That will be November 10th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's a free barbecue. So come on out, see some cars for free, get some food for free, and we will have lots of displays out there. And if veterans want to get a flu shot, they can do that while they're out there that day as well. So lots of activities going on. We'll have entertainment, a kids zone, and all kinds of other activities that'll be taking place.
This sounds like fun. Now, I know your barbecue last year was on a Friday, but this time, the 10th, that's a Saturday.
It is. It's a Saturday this year. We did it kind of on the observed holiday last year, which was the 10th. Since Veterans Day falls on a Sunday this year, and there are so many other activities going on in the community with the Veterans Day Parade, and the state is doing an event over at the State Veterans Home, we felt like, let's take Saturday and we will separate ourselves from the other activities that are happening so veterans can get an opportunity to maybe come out and make a 2-day Veterans Day weekend out of it.
That makes sense. And I recall last year as well, you were separating out the barbecue from the 2-day event at Nellis, which you mentioned is not happening this year.
Right. Last year, Nellis Air Force Base had its biannual air show out there. Their Air and Space Expo, I believe is what they call it now. They are not doing it this year, but they are going to bring that back next year. I just met with the air show director last week, and he says that'll be the weekend of the 17th, the weekend after Veterans Day next year will be the air show out at Nellis.
So anybody in their head who's thinking that Veterans Day weekend is always the weekend when you go out for the 2 days at Nellis, it's not a conflict this year. Just reroute yourself up to the VA hospital area in North Las Vegas for all the stuff that you have going on Saturday the 10th.
Exactly. Just come on out. Like I said, we are going to start at 10 a.m. and we're going to go to 3 p.m. And it's a community-wide event. You don't have to be a veteran to come out, but we are trying to get veterans, their family members, caregivers, anyone else from the community who's interested in coming out, getting some free barbecue and seeing a car show. We have a partnership with Las Vegas Cruising Association as well as the Masonic Service Organization. The Elks are helping us this year as well. They helped us provide some of the resources and logistical items that we needed. But these organizations kind of come together and help us every year put on this barbecue. So the Masons actually, as part of one of their service projects, puts on this free barbecue. They bring in the food, they bring in cookers, and they bring in all the other condiments, everything, and they put the barbecue on for free. We just provide the space for them to do that. It's all self-contained, and we can't thank the Masons enough for doing that. And then the Las Vegas Cruising Association, they bring in several different car groups, and we have a variety of cars out there. We've actually had a couple motorcycle clubs in recent years, all varieties from modern day cars to way back in the early era of vehicles that you can see at this car show. It's pretty extensive, and it just grows every year.
And the other stuff that you've got going on as well, Chuck, you're talking about the kids zone and the music. Also, you would most likely have information for vets as far as services that are available through the VA.
We are going to do a Veterans Health and Wellness Fair as part of this event. So we will have people out there talking to veterans about how they can enroll in healthcare if they're not enrolled, how they can take better advantage of some of our digital services. My Healthy Vet, which is an online service where a veteran can make his or her appointments, or they can check the status of their labs, and they can request information from their doctor or communicate. So we'll communicate some of those services, and we'll have our nutritionists on hand. Women veterans is a big thing here for us in Nevada, and it's our fastest growing demographic. So we will have women's health out there to talk about services that we offer through the VA. And two other interesting items. One of our partners here is the Vet Center. We have the Henderson Vet Center and the Las Vegas Vet Center. And the Henderson Vet Center, October 1st, they got what is called a mobile vet center. It's about a 35-foot long motorhome, and they bring it out to various events. So we can kind of bring the VA to veterans, and so they will be bringing their mobile vet center on site for this event so that people can learn about the services and care that our vet centers provide here in the community. And then one of our big campaigns that we have at this time of year, we're trying to get as many enrolled veterans as possible to get their flu shots. So we've been doing what we call Saturday drive-through clinics at all of our different locations through the Las Vegas Valley, rotating it to a different clinic every Saturday. This will be our final drive-through clinic this Saturday at the VA, where we'll have the flu clinic on site so veterans can get their flu shots right there at the barbecue and car show if they'd like.
I'm a big proponent of flu shots. We had a really bad flu season here in Southern Nevada last year. We lost people because of it. And as far as getting the flu shot, had mine. It takes a couple weeks for that to actually kick in and for your immune system to ramp up so you are more fully protected. It's important to know, too, you're not just protecting yourself.
You're protecting the ones around you, your coworkers, your family members. Children and older adults are the most susceptible to the flu. So getting that flu shot helps them as well. We've actually made it easier for our employees to get their flu shot so that they can take care of veterans. And we want to get our veterans their flu shots. And we are doing everything we can to make that as easy as possible on our veterans. In addition to these drive-through clinics, if a veteran comes in for his or her appointment with their primary care provider, they can get that flu shot on site. They can go to any of our sites of care during regular business hours to include our primary care clinic and our women's health clinic at the hospital or occupational health at the hospital during regular business hours, and they can get the flu shots there. And then the VA has a partnership with Walgreens. So any veteran who is enrolled in VA healthcare can go to a Walgreens, show their VA identification card as well as their regular identification card, and they can get the flu shot there. Now, the only caveat with the Walgreens flu shot is that we call it the regular dose. So if you're an older person, like 65 and older, and you need a higher dose, you want to come to a VA facility to get that. But if you just need the regular dosage flu shot and you don't want to drive all the way to a VA facility, just take your ID card to a local Walgreens and they'll take care of you.
You might be like me. You got the special 50-plus dose.
You and me both.
Proud of it. I'm happy to be here. So the flu shots are all free. And so is everything else you're talking about for this big barbecue day on Saturday the 10th. What are the actual hours?
From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's kind of a soft opening at 10 a.m. We'll be doing an official opening at 11 a.m. And then we have some live music, 3 local groups that are coming out. They are VA Band of Brothers, a group of VA employees and veterans that are kind of a band. There's a group called Monica Ray, and then Sin City 4 is another group that's going to perform. And then for the kids, we have Woodcraft Kits by Home Depot. The VFW post is going to come out and do some mini train rides for the kids. And then we actually have some, I'm not sure if this is written right, but it says mini flipper clown cars. Try to say that 5 times. And then we have some of our community partners out too. Obviously, as we spoke on the show many times before, the VA can't take care of veterans by themselves. It's a public-private partnership, and we have several community partners that are involved with us. One of the partnerships we started within this last month, with it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the city of North Las Vegas is where our medical center is. So we partnered with the North Las Vegas Fire Department. They have a pink fire truck. They call it Pink Pearl, the fire engine. It's a retired fire truck that they've painted pink, and they take it out to community events, and they actually let people sign it. So if they want to sign it in remembrance of a loved one who maybe lost to breast cancer or somebody who beat breast cancer, even if they're fighting breast cancer, they have this truck that anybody can sign. So Pink Pearl will be on hand out there as well. And we'll also have our community partners from the North Las Vegas Police Department that'll be out there with Officer McGruff. And then we also have our police officers from Nellis Air Force Base. So they're going to bring out their K9 unit. That'd be something neat for the kids and the adults as well. Lots of different community vendors will be out there too. I think we have 60 signed up to be part of this event. So it ought to be a great show.
There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. And it's important to emphasize, you don't have to be a veteran to be part of this day. Go out for the barbecue, go out for the fun, bring the kids. And this is also your chance to see the veterans in your neighborhood and thank them for their service, because you can never do that too much. We owe them so much.
Most definitely. And the VA really wants to be part of this community. We want to show the people the resources and the care that we provide. And it's part of the education. Obviously, in recent years, the VA has been under kind of a cloud of negative press and publicity, although the VA on the inside, in reality, has really been providing a lot of great care services to our veterans. So the more people we can bring out and expose to the VA at a barbecue or at an event, and we can show them who we are, what we do, and how we take care of our veterans, I think the more educated they will be. And when those things come across that they see some of that negative press, they'll go, well, you know what? That really isn't what's going on in the VA. They're actually so much more. So we want to really inform and educate and show as many people possible who we are and what we do for our veterans. And we do so much for them, especially here in Southern Nevada.
And we have got so many active military and retired veterans in Southern Nevada. A lot of them come and retire here. It's a great place to be. You're right, Chuck. There was a cloud related to the VA, but people are saying it's getting better. And things like your online ability for someone to request an appointment, maybe cancel or change an appointment, get their labs, get information, and actually be more in touch with the VA helps everything function better.
You are correct, Terry, and we are moving toward that digital capability. But here about Southern Nevada, as we talked about, you hear it from everybody from Governor Sandoval on down, is we want Nevada to be the most military and veterans-friendly state in the nation, and we truly are. We are one of the fastest growing VAs in the nation right now. We just got our current numbers in. They're not final yet, but we grew by about another 4% last year. A lot of VAs in the nation are lucky to grow by 0.5%. Many of them are shrinking, especially in some of the larger metropolitan areas, but we're still one of the fastest growing VAs in the nation. Now, that does bring its challenges as we try to provide resources both within the community and within the VA to make sure that we have the providers and the services needed, but we are overcoming that. And we recently had a visitor at our VA in September, a gentleman by the name of President Donald Trump, who came by.
I remember when that happened.
And he signed the $200 billion Veterans Affairs appropriation bill for fiscal year 2019 at our VA. So it was quite an honor to actually have the president come into our facility to sign that bill. That doesn't just speak to us, but it speaks to who we are, Southern Nevada. We had Secretary Wilkie in there the day before he came through and toured. He did a media interview, and what kind of stuck with me was he said, Las Vegas and what's going on in Southern Nevada is the future of where the VA needs to go. With our partnerships that we have with Nellis Air Force Base, with what we're doing to build a medical community here with our education and building a new medical school, with community partners that we have that bring in services and resources to veterans. He says Las Vegas is kind of a model of what the 21st century VA needs to look like and where we as a whole system need to go. So that was kind of impressive to know that we're doing things right and we're setting a bar and moving the bar forward for our veterans, not just us at the VA, but we as Southern Nevada are doing that. But it was kind of humbling to hear that.
Chuck Ramey is Chief of Public Affairs for our Southern Nevada VA healthcare system. We're talking about what's going on with the VA, especially relating to the VA hospital in North Las Vegas. Your big event coming up Saturday, the 10th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's the 4th annual, you say?
4th annual.
Veterans barbecue. You don't have to be a veteran to get in on the free barbecue or any of the fun, especially the kids zone. The little train and the games, and it sounds like a lot of fun. Of course, we're going to have all the information, the links and everything on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with the podcast of our discussion today. You know, Chuck Ramey, we always ask as part of Talking Solutions, what can we do to help you?
I think the big thing, now we are in November. President Trump did declare that November is National Veterans and Military and Families Month. So this is a time to not only honor our veterans for their service and their sacrifice, but the family members as well. We are doing that in addition to barbecue. We are participating in several other events, the Las Vegas Veterans Day Parade, some of the governor's activities at the State Veterans Home. There's a lot of people in this community doing a lot of different things for veterans. So we just ask you to become educated and informed on those services and help us spread the word. We were in here a while back with Tim Jobin and we talked about our suicide prevention efforts. Just having that conversation with a veteran, you may not know it, but you could be the one person that just because you take notice and you thank that person for his or her service or take interest, you could be that one person that makes all the difference in his or her life and their decisions on where they want to go and help them with whatever situation that they might be in.
Just take the time to show you care and you appreciate their service. Great time to do that. Go out to the Veterans Day Weekend Barbecue Saturday, the 10th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the grounds of the VA Hospital Medical Center up there in North Las Vegas. Car show, the free barbecue. It's the Lions Club. Are they the ones?
It's the Mason Service Organization and Las Vegas Cruising that are our actual partners in this. And then the Elks have also assisted us with some donations to help with all the other logistics. So they're also another partner. We have several other community partners that are helping us too. Trader Joe's, U-Swirl, Costco, Home Depot, as we mentioned before, and then Clear Captions, Cox. A lot of other community partners are helping us as well. But the big ones obviously are that Mason Service Organization, and they're people who come out every year. They barbecue. They did about 2,500 meals last year. They do that out of the kindness of their heart, and our Cruising Association bringing in all the vehicles every year. You know, people look at us and are just kind of in awe. They ask, how do you get this done in Las Vegas? Because we said, well, it is Las Vegas. People don't understand, and Terry and you and I have talked about this before, how Las Vegas is really a small town wrapped up inside a big city. You know, it's all about taking care of our people, and one of our best kept secrets, and hopefully we won't keep it a secret, is just how committed this community is to our military members and our veterans.
We are very blessed to have such a big segment of military as part of Southern Nevada, and we owe so much to our veterans. So it's a great chance for the community to work together, as you said, with all your community partners who are part of this big barbecue day coming up on Saturday. And it's our chance to all work together to show how grateful we are for their service and also how much we care and just what a special community this really is.
Most definitely. And I think because of the community support, things just keep getting better for our veterans as well. And I think we're seeing that with our growth here, that there is a lot that's going to be happening. As I talked about, you build it, they come with the hospital, but now they're continuing to grow and they're continuing to come to us. So actually within the next couple of years, you're going to really see some great things out at our VA. We just recently got approved to build a new primary care building out at our VA in North Las Vegas. We never had primary care on that site before. We opened up some limited capabilities or some teams out there about a year and a half ago, which we have grown. They realized that we need more primary care, so they're giving us a building for that. We have about a 10,000 square foot women's health center within our hospital, but noticing the need for our growth and our women are our fastest growing demographic, we've been approved to do design, and probably in 2021, there may be another women's health clinic out at the VA Medical Center as well. So we continue to grow and we continue to add resources and capability to the community. And then we also, as you talked about before, we are taking advantage of technology, everything from online appointment scheduling to the texting the veteran when he has an appointment where he or she can cancel in real time to give that appointment to another veteran, to our telehealth services that we're offering. We have a VA primary care doctor that's providing primary care to our veterans in Pahrump now via telehealth. We're still trying to hire a doctor out there because of the shortage of doctors here in Nevada. So we're finding these unique capabilities. And in the very near future, we're going to be doing more of what we call VA Video Connect, where veterans are going to be getting some of their healthcare via their own smartphones, tablets, and computers in their own homes. So lots going on with the VA, and we're moving in the right direction. I know I will come back and talk to you more and more as this comes along, but there is a lot of great things happening, not just locally, but nationally in the VA, and we're excited to be on the ground floor of that.
You're reading my mind, Chuck Ramey. So exciting to see all these events on the horizon. And yes, I know you'll come back and see me and keep us up to date because we always want to know what's happening with our Southern Nevada VA.
Well, we appreciate you giving us the opportunity to come in and tell our veterans as well as our community what they're doing, and not only thank our veterans for our service, but thank our community for their service to our veterans as well.
Makes a stronger, better community for us all to work together.
Yes, ma'am.
Chuck Ramey, am I forgetting anything?
I think you got it all.
VA Barbecue coming up next Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the grounds of the VA Medical Center up there in North Las Vegas with the free barbecue. You said you did 2,500 last year.
Yes.
We're going to beat that this year. I just have a feeling, being that it's on a Saturday, you're going to get an even bigger crowd. Car show, kids zone, the music, all the different things happening. It sounds like a lot of fun. Free and open to everyone. You do not need to be a veteran to attend. The information is going to be on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with links and a podcast of our discussion today. Chuck Ramey, thank you so much for coming to join us today on Talking Solutions.
Thanks for your time, Terry.